Hi, we're Ramblin' Backroads. That's Ramblin' Raw. That's me, Backroad Bo. We like to travel, eat, drive, wander, build things. We do what we can to experience all of what life has to offer. Join us as we travel the back roads of life. Let's go. Hey y'all. Today we are in the shop with the 2007 Silverado. This is a 1500. If you didn't see it, this is the one that my dad and I went to up towards Kansas City to get. Our cousin had it, my dad's cousin had it. Bought it new. I even have, check this out, the window sticker out of it. It was actually, come to find out, was a dealer trade. It was actually from Branson, which is pretty cool because that's part of our stomping ground area. It went from Branson, was dealer traded to Kansas City, or Olathe, Kansas, technically. My cousin bought it, and it's got 190 something thousand miles. Just the work truck edition, vinyl floor, manual windows, nothing fancy. No feature comforts other than what you will have with a 07 Silverado anyway, which they are pretty nice. This one, let me flip you around. This one, tires are pretty good. So it was his driver up until it quit running. But part of what you get in Kansas City, what you have, KC's not really that far north, but it's enough. And then the salt and the weather conditions that they have, it does have rust. That is more than I really like to see, because I don't really like to see any. Give you a good walk around underneath this thing. Well, look at that. It's got some cancer. But it's a work truck and it's still got some life in it. So what we're gonna do is determine whether we want to drop the fuel tank or lift the bed off. And I have thoughts that this one we're probably gonna want to pull the bed, not only to access the fuel tank, but so we can also have better access to clean up some of the rust under here. Because it's not through, like what you're looking at right now isn't through, it's just ugly. At some point I'm probably gonna want to put shocks and stuff on it. Maintenance, things that it's due for, like most anything once it hits 190,000 miles. But it'll be a good truck. It's just gonna be a shop truck, I guess. Clean it up, make it look better. So let's get looking. While we're at this, we're also gonna pull the bumper off. So you've got bolts there and up in there for the bumper. We got to get the wiring pulled off, because you know, patina is big still. It's been big for a little while now. It's still big, but this is past the point of patina. That's more into more of the extreme rat rod style. Not for me. This is a work truck. We want to make it look cool. So this bumper is coming off, and a buddy of mine has one just like it, steel bumper, painted. Don't need chrome, don't need any flash on this thing. We're just gonna get another bumper, paint it, and get it put on. So in life, you need to look for the blessings that are hiding around you, and all the good things. And whereas it may not be a good thing that we have big holes in the bumper, it does help. On these lights, typically you have to take them off up here to disconnect them, to get the wires off, to get the bumper free from the wiring, and to get the wiring free so you can take the bed off. But this gives you an easy access hole. Look at that. Boom, done. Our old friend PB Blaster. You want to make sure you get all the hardware Spray down really well, let it soak a little bit. It will make your life so much easier. Need a 3/4 inch socket for the bed bolts. This is my all-purpose roll-around tool cart workbench. Awesome, couldn't live without it thing. I can move around the shop and have with me to put stuff on, parts on, tools on, you know what I mean. Came from Sears as they were closing out. It's something they use in, like, I don't know, somewhere. And it's really cool, and it fits just perfectly under my workbench. I like it. Something to expect if you have not done this stuff. Rust is bad. It will not make your life easy. It will do what it can to fight you every step of the way. I've had a couple bolts break off. I've been trying to be gentle with them. A couple of them were just past that point. The rest I've gotten out, except I got one that is spinning up inside the bed. So up, like inside here, where it goes in and threads in, it's spinning. So I've got that one that I'm dealing with, but we'll get it resolved. And make sure we get all the electrical off of the bed that's running to everything, taillights and whatnot. Because we're not just going to move the bed like back or lift it up enough to get to the tank. We want to take it off so we can clean up the rust and do some repair / prevention under here. Well, the taillights, you've got these little screws on the inside of the bed. We found more rust. Look at this. Ew, look at that. That's ugly. But work truck, shop truck, it's all good. To take these out, make sure you see what order they just go in a line. End one's at the top, turn, twist, pull out. And just in case you ever wonder if there are any advantages to being fat, bellies help hold things in place. Whereas if I only had my massive abs that are hiding underneath my belly, I wouldn't be able to hold this in place as easy. So there you go. Tail light. While we're on this topic, when you take things apart, you don't want to lose all the bolts, because you'll do that. So put them back in where they belong so they're not going to fall out and you're not going to lose them. The coffee can method, not that coffee really comes in cans much anymore, but the coffee bucket or the metal can method really stinks if you don't have a photographic memory, which most of us don't. And if someone else happens to be putting it back together, let's say your project gets put in your shop for 10 years and then you decide to sell it and you have all your parts, but nobody knows where they go but you, or even including you. Yeah, put them back, label them. You will thank yourself later. Had a stubborn screw, got rounded out. It was a Phillips, but it was in tight, probably got rust on the back side. Wouldn't come out, and it stripped the head on it, so I wound up drilling out that. So I'm going to have to get it out of the tail light and then get a new screw for it. We don't get paid to do promotion. We're not sponsored by anybody, but I will speak up on certain things when I feel like they are worth mentioning to anybody. There's a lot of good drills and tools out there, but I think this is one of them I bought probably 6 or 7 years ago, at least 6 years ago. This drill, I've had one battery go bad on me. I bought this drill and the battery that came with it, which is probably one that's in it now or pretty close. And I bought another full set with another drill, impact, light, sawzall, all that. I bought that set in 2015 or 16. That might have been 2016. I am still using these. I have had one battery go bad on me. I'm still using the others. The one I had was actually the little heavier battery. Great Porter cable. They are great tools. Can't say enough about them. So if you're looking and you're not sure, if you're looking at Porter cable, pretty good, pretty good. Make sure you take the connections to the fuel tank off, the vent and the fuel filler neck. If not, you're gonna have a hard time getting the bed off. And taking the fuel neck out from up here on the bed, that's a 7. The other one's an 8. That's a 7. They don't make one for everything, so make sure you have a set with you. Look at that. Got a frozen hot chocolate from C4 next door. Pretty good. Nom nom nom. My dad stopped by and helped me pull or lift the bed off. Also have the bumper off. So I'm going to start cleaning while it's off. This is a great time to clean and get rid of all the junk and dirt and rust. Clean it up, prep it, get the fuel pump in there replaced, as well as cleaning, putting a coat of wax on the cab, which you cannot do with a bed on it. I'm sure someone somewhere has some way of doing it, but theoretically you don't wax the cab with the bed on it. So I'm going to clean the bed up, clean the frame up, do a fuel pump, all that jazz. So let's get started on that. Went through and with my air gun and cleaned off all the loose stuff. I'm going to start sanding, cleaning, scraping to get all this cleaned up. And I'm going to get some sealer, some chassis black, and make it look better and get it sealed. So hopefully we'll keep some of the rust off of it now. Dust is flying. Fuel pump will be here Thursday. I've got more cleaning to do on it, but it's cleaner than it was. Pump's accessible. I would say for shop day number 1, casual, relaxing, but relatively productive shop day number 1, I call it a success. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing together, the video together, because it's already long enough. I don't want my videos to get, at least shop stuff, road trips are one thing, but shop stuff, I don't want videos to be too long. I ramble too much the way it is, but I'll get this together and I will see you in Silverado shop truck video number 2. Have fun out there, y'all.